All right, hey guys, welcome back. Bryce coming at you again. 2022, Happy New Year to you all. Man, we thought 2020 was bad. This is basically gonna be a 2021 review / what I have planned for 2022. We're gonna talk about trips I did last year, gear I used that was new last year, the same what's gonna happen this coming year, and I also have some very exciting big news for the channel here. So I actually didn't do like a lot of backpacking this year, which is really sad. And that has a lot to do, honestly, with as much running that I've been doing. So I probably ran like 10 or 12 races maybe this year. Probably 6 to 8 of those being like ultra marathon distance, maybe like 6. I don't know. One including my first 100 miler that I did in June, which was just a great experience. It took like a ton of my time early on in the year training for that. So I ran a ton this year. I actually just looked at my stats and I ran like an average of 130 miles a month, and I got like over 1,500 miles in for the year. So that's a lot of running. That's definitely the most I've ever ran. It was definitely a running year and not necessarily a backpacking year for me, which is cool though. I got a lot of like personal records. I broke into the 17s and 5K. I ran like a hour and 26 minute half marathon. So just a good year for running for me, not necessarily backpacking, but it was definitely a quality over quantity as in terms of how my backpacking trips went this year. I didn't go on a lot, but the ones I did do, they were pretty cool. So early spring, I did the Virginia Triple Crown with Scott from Motivated by Mountains. First time I ever met the guy, and he's a solid dude. I really like Scott. I would really like to go backpacking with him again someday. The Virginia Triple Crown has been on my radar for, dude, probably like 4 years. It was a good trip. It was really fun. It rained a lot on the second day, but it was really memorable, which is what I go for when I backpack. That one was fun. In July, I think it was, I went and did like 4 segments of the Colorado Trail with Show Brothers Outdoors. Always a pleasure hanging out and hiking with those guys. Very happy that they like to include me and invite me on their epic trips out west. And I think those are like the only trips that I went on that I haven't actually done before. So I did a lot of solos early on in the year when it was snowy. Finished out the year doing just a couple local Ohio trails solo, a couple of those tent or tarp camping, which is like my favorite kind of camping and backpacking. Oh, and in Colorado, we did Mount Elbert. So second tallest peak in the lower 48 states, the tallest peak in the Rocky Mountains. So that was really, really cool. So gear mentions for 2021, I moved into spring with a new tent, the 6 Moon Designs Deschutes tarp and the net combo. That was awesome. I pretty much used that tent exclusively this year. I don't think I used anything else except for like a square tarp and a couple little solos. Also, Waymark Gear sent me their new little backpack, which was the Mile 20 liter. I really, really enjoyed using that one this year. So that's all I want to say about 2021. Crappy year. Let's just put that behind us and look forward. 2022 can't be worse than the last 2 years, right? All right, so backpacking plans for next year. I have no plans. I really don't. There's a couple places I want to go that I've been before locally that I would like to do, like in the snow. So I really, really want to go see dolly sods in the snow. So that is one thing I really want to make happen. I'll definitely make that a solo trip. Also, I'm going to go out west again. I like to do it at least once a year. Haven't quite nailed that one down. I've been saying for years, though, I really want to go do the Wonderland Trail in Washington State. That one's a little tricky because you need to enter like a lottery, which means you pretty much have to give them like a full itinerary of the days you're going and where you're staying. So it takes a lot of planning to have a trip that might not even happen. So I think I'm gonna not be lazy this year and maybe try to plan that out. Maybe not. There are a couple other places out west that I wouldn't have to fill out full itineraries and enter a lottery for. So we'll see about that. That's a little tricky too, because if I would win that lottery, I would have to request off of work, and it's just easier if I know if I can go when I start planning. So definitely going to go out west. No other real backpacking plans. I just want to get out more. I want to get out more than I did this year. I'm still going to run a lot, so It's just going to be a very active year once again. But gear mentions for 2022. Number one, I'd really like to get another tent. I just enjoy trying new tents. I liked using a different one this past year. And I'm thinking I kind of want to get like a 2-person tent, because ever since I've been like solo backpacking, I've used like primarily 1-person tents. I just kind of want to try something different. I want to see how I like a little extra wiggle room in there. I've always kind of been an advocate for small tents and super lightweight shelters. So I think I just want to try something different with that one. Also, the backpack, my new LiteAF Ultra 200 material pack. I can't wait to use that. I definitely want to get that out like very, very soon. That's going to be getting a lot of use this year, I have a feeling. And also just a small piece of backpacking gear change. A few videos ago, I asked for your help in deciding on a backpacking pillow. I've never carried a pillow. I've always kind of just stuffed extra clothing and stuff in a stuff sack and used that. Not the most comfortable sleep, but it works for me. I really don't need a huge pillow. But I think I want to try a pillow. So I asked you guys for your recommendations. I got literally hundreds of comments, so thank you guys so much for that. I mean, I think I got like close to probably 300 comments, and I saw about the same, probably 3 or 4 reoccurring comments, and I really took in consideration what you guys said. So basically, I went with the Trickology A-Luft 2.0 pillow. So it's a very cheap pillow. I think it was like 15 bucks, which always gets me. Like cheap things get me. I've always been like a root for the underdog kind of person. So if something's very usable but budget friendly, it's always appealed to me more. So I didn't want to throw down 40 bucks on like my first backpacking pillow. I actually almost bought more than one pillow. I had more than one in the cart, and I just took it out because I figured I'd just try one at a time. But the Trickology got a lot of recommendations. It looks decent. I'm actually really impressed with like the fabric on it. I thought it would be more uncomfortable on my face. I haven't slept with it yet, but just playing with it here, I think I'm gonna like it. It also has pad straps that connect to it, and it won't move around on my sleeping pad. So that's what pretty much sold me on it. It won't move around. The price was right. And it got a lot of good reviews. So we're gonna give that a try here in 2022. And the big news of the day here, the reason why you're here, you got clickbaited in by the thumbnail. So I have a video series that I want to start doing. It's something I've really been wanting to do for a long time. So this channel is pretty much always going to be primarily backpacking, trips and gear and stuff like that. But I'm definitely going to go down another pathway in the camping realm. So you know what? Let's go outside for this one, because I think this is one you just kind of have to see for yourself. It's cold and snowy out. I should have stayed inside. No, you know what, Bryce? You did the right thing because the viewers deserve it. Here we are. This is the big idea. So first off, I just want to start by saying I am obsessed with like van life videos. Van life, tiny homes, minimalist living. It's something that just has always intrigued me, and I've always wanted to kind of get into that. Now, will I ever be a van lifer? Realistically, no, that's never gonna happen. Like, I need a house, I need a home base. Plus, I just have too much stuff to get rid of everything. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to actually start a build. So basically, this is what I now am in possession of. So this is a 1972 Cerro Scotty Sportsman camper. Basically, it's a 13-footer with the tongue, so it's only 10 feet of actual living space in here. Very small. I think if you're over like 6'2", I don't even think you can stand in the middle of it. I'm not 6'2", so it's gonna be no problem. If you can see with the custom paint there, it's definitely a fixer-upper, so this is a project. First off, my reasoning for this, I'm not gonna go too in-depth because like I said, this is gonna be a whole series, building this thing out and camping in this. It's gonna have a whole introduction video, but I'll get into it briefly of why I chose this. So, van life is awesome. It's something I really wanted to do, was outfit a van. The problem with that being is Have you ever looked up the prices of like those like Sprinter vans with the high roof? Like those are ridiculous. They pretty much cost as much as my truck here. And I can't justify that. And if I look into like an older van or whatnot, then you get like high mileage, you get a lot of mechanical issues. And I really don't want to have to deal with maintenance on another vehicle. This basically is a mobile platform for tiny living that I don't have to do any maintenance on, and it will always be towed by whatever truck I own at the time. Tiny home isn't gonna work for me. A van isn't gonna work for me, but a little camper like this that I can pull wherever I want is just intriguing. It's just something that I got into, and honestly this just kind of presented itself to me. I didn't go looking for this, and now I'm like so into camper living. I'm just really excited to start this build. So basically, if you can tell by the condition of the outside here, it's a fixer-upper. It's pretty much a full gut job on the inside. There's like nothing original in there. Now I'm kind of a handy guy, so I've done a lot of auto work in the past, like putting engines in cars that have no business being in there, turboing vehicles, and I kind of transferred into home life, doing home renovations and woodworking, which is something I've never really done except for the past few years, but I've gotten good at it. So we're putting the two together here. We're putting some wheels on a house, and we're gonna see how this project goes. So as much as I would love to just start renovating this and start outfitting it for like tiny home living, it's not gonna be that easy. This thing is a full gut job, and by full gut job I mean it has like no roof underneath the aluminum, whole front to back. This is gonna have to be tore down completely. So the whole roof is coming off, the sides are coming off, pretty much going to have this thing down to bare frame. I might have to replace sections of the floor. I know a lot of the walls are rotted. I don't know if any of that's gonna be salvageable, but I'm going to tear this thing down to the frame and completely renovate the entire thing. So that's the first thing that I have to tackle before I even think about doing any fun stuff. So, oh, and fun fact too, it's just tall enough that it like might fit in the garage, it might not. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to drop like all the air out of the tires to get it to fit in the garage, but it will fit in the garage. So this is my winter project. We're gonna heat that garage up and get working on this. But you can see the roof's got all this tar and stuff on it. I don't even know if that's gonna be salvageable. I might have to buy a whole new couple sheets of aluminum to put on the roof. I mean, obviously this thing's getting the paint stripped. This is not gonna be the color. Wainwright boys, look out for them Wainwright boys. It's just gonna be a fun project. Big video series on actually restoring it to a usable camper, outfitting it for the kind of camping that I'm looking for, which will include like rewiring and putting like a heater in, stovetop, kitchen, all that stuff. So that's basically it. This is my 2022 project. It's gonna be an interesting year. I have a lot of high hopes for this thing, and backpacking plans as well, like I said. But that's going to be it for the video. So thank you guys for watching the channel this past year. Stay tuned for 2022. It's going to be a good one. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already to see this thing. Also, all these camper videos, they're going to be in a playlist. So if you stumbled across this, look down in the playlist below. Once I start making these vids, they're just going to start piling up there. Hit the like button, leave comments below. What do you think? What do you think about this? Any camper enthusiast out there? Throw them down in the comments below. I might need your help on this one, guys. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in 2022.